That's just how I feel. It's an opinion, and guess what? We're all allowed to have them. I think we were. We used to be. I don't know anymore. Well, it's another Monday and another hit piece on the Fandom Menace. What else is new? This gem of an article coming from CBR.com, and it's entitled Rise of Skywalker Presale Record Proves Fan Boycott Was an Empty Threat. People online have been declaring Star Wars dead ever since The Last Jedi grossed more than $1.3 billion. Many people insisted that Disney had abandoned the true fans of the series, choosing instead to focus on the needs of those less interested in Star Wars as a brand and more interested in Star Wars as a vehicle used to appeal to a different demographic. One they referred to as social justice warriors, SJWs for short, and fake fans. Many fans insisted they would boycott all future Star Wars productions. However, that boycott had little impact on Episode 9. As of now, the Rise of Skywalker ticket pre-sales have broken records. Records previously broken by Avengers Endgame and highest grossing film of all time. In the first day alone, it outsold Endgame's first day pre-sales by 45%. Now, it was showing that it was second to Endgame. So there's conflicted reports there that it was selling well for the first 40 minutes to an hour, and then it kind of dropped off. There were people showing theaters that the first rows were all sold out and, more desirable seating was still available. It seems suspect, but I'm not 100% sure on how, if that's really Disney buying out the theater. I wouldn't be shocked if it was, but I don't know for sure. Why did people want to boycott Star Wars? Let's get this out of the way right now. If you didn't like The Last Jedi, that doesn't mean you're one of the individuals we're about to discuss. There are plenty of legitimate reasons why a fan might not like The Last Jedi. No film is above criticism, after all. We'll tell that to Lucasfilm and Disney. And while many people loved the film, plenty found it to be a betrayal of the series they had grown up loving. Many popular film critics, such as Jeremy Jahns, has expressed disappointment in The Last Jedi and Star Wars under Disney in ways that are constructive and informative. Even if you don't agree, you can at least see the rationality behind what they're saying. This is exactly, so none of us have to listen to this article because we're not the individuals they're talking about. The majority of us in the Fandom Menace, all we have said, we agreed with Jeremy Jahns. In fact, we've brought him out as a key figure in this debate, in this battle right now that's going on in the Star Wars community, because he did lay out perfectly all the complaints of the Fandom Menace, the majority of the Fandom Menace. I mean, you always have outliers here and there that go to extremes, but the majority of the Fandom Menace and the people that are talked about in this article that he refers to as the extreme outliers, Jeremy Jahns pretty much sums up the entirety of how we feel about the Disney Lucasfilm franchise right now. It's all rational. It all has to do with character development, writing of the stories, paying attention, and honoring the legacy that was set before. That's the majority of everything that's been. That is what we've complained about, that they haven't done that. Not all critics, however, have been so articulate or fair. So here we go now. Now he's going to start name dropping certain people. Many YouTubers with large followings, including Geeks and Gamers, Ethan Van Sciver, and Grace Randolph, took issue with the film pandering to social justice warriors and leftist political agendas by putting women and racial minorities front and center. Okay, I guess he's not literally saying Fandom Menace, so Grace Randolph was dragged into this. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is the one who brought attention to a large part of the community towards Jeremy Jahns' video and his critique of it. I hadn't even watched that until I'd heard from Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, who had given a glowing review of Jeremy Jahns' critiques and said this pretty much sums up how we feel. So I don't know how you can say he's not being as articulate or fair. He's the one who who was shining a light on Jeremy John's critique. So that's unfair right there. Piggybacking off of other people's talking points, those with intense political biases convinced themselves that the majority of fans agreed with them. And this led to the Fandom Menace, a group of particularly aggressive fans who trolled all Star Wars related content. Oh, trolled them by giving opinions and critiquing plot lines and character development. That's now considered trolling. There's no mention of how Lucasfilm employees trolled the fans back when The Last Jedi came out and the criticism started flowing, unhappiness towards the movie, towards how they handled Luke Skywalker. No, that was met with trolling of the fans, but they're not mentioning that in this article, are they? Nope. Star Wars The Last Jedi, 44% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Still, does that seem like convincing ourselves that the majority of fans agreed with us? I would say that's using data and statistics to say the majority of fans agree The Last Jedi was not that good. All right, let's continue with this article. It talks about the pandering to social justice warriors and leftist political agendas by putting women and racial minorities front and clear. Really? So they're going to go back to calling us racist and bigots. Aren't we through this by now, that it's not about that? Have we not made ourselves clear enough yet that it's not about race or gender? A lot of the Fandom Menace would agree that Rogue One is the best thing they've put out so far. And guess who starred in that? Oh, a female. That's right, Jyn Erso. No one complained about her being female, though. Also, one of the complaints so far about the sequel trilogy is, where was Lando this whole time? The first two movies, no mention of him at all. He's a fan favorite. Oh, guess what? He's not a white male either. This old song and dance of bigotry and racism, it's unfounded. It's unfounded. The group attacked everyone they blamed for what they saw as Star Wars' failure, from Kelly Marie Tran to Rian Johnson to Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy. Tran in particular got it rough. She even deleted her Instagram account after vehement fans relentlessly accused her of ruining Star Wars. No, we didn't accuse Kelly Marie Tran of anything. We accused the writers. Yeah, Rian Johnson was accused for ruining Star Wars because he wrote the movie, and we're critiquing bad writing. So that does fall on Rian Johnson's plate. Kelly Marie Tran, there was nothing wrong with her as an actress, as a person. I actually have said many times she seemed so enthusiastic and so excited to be in Star Wars. It was the writing. They just gave her a terrible character. Rian Johnson, yeah, but he also trolled us relentlessly, firing back, attacking, calling fans man babies. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on there. So, they act like these people are all just innocent. This all started because the film got critiqued and Lucasfilm decided to attack back. Instead of apologizing and listening to the fans, they went on the attack. And, obviously that's not going to sit well to people, the fans who are paying customers. Oh yeah, and then we were told we weren't customers of Lucasfilm. We were customers of the movie theater that were showing the movies. It wasn't Lucasfilm we were customers of. So they didn't have to listen to our complaints. It's just, this is insane to run a business like this. So that's just basically the gist of this article. It's another attack on the Fandom Menace, and trying to prove early ticket sales are showing that the Fandom Menace is wrong, and the boycott. What boycott? If you want to see the movie, go see it. I've never said, don't see the movie, boycott it. If you want to see it, see it. If you don't. It's your opinion. People are free to have opinions, and you're free to have criticisms. I get criticized for these videos. I criticize the movies that come out that I don't like for legitimate reasons. And I give my reasons for character development, structure, not following what came before, having a story narrative that flows through a trilogy. These are legitimate reasons. Anyway, let me know what you think of this article. It just seems like another attack and trying to prove that pre-ticket sales for the Rise of Skywalker is just shutting down this whole Fandom Menace thing. And it's, you know, of course this movie's going to do well. I mean, it's this last movie of the saga. I don't think it's going to do as well as the first two, and it seems like the projections are showing that. We'll see. You know, that's an opinion. I don't know for sure. I'm not saying that, claiming that as fact. I'm saying it seems like it's not going to do as well, and there isn't as much interest in the movie as there was for The Force Awakens, and definitely Last Jedi. You know, Last Jedi, there was a huge amount of interest going into that movie. So, you know, that's just how I feel. It's an opinion, and guess what? We're all allowed to have them, I think. We used to be. I don't know anymore. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And till next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.